Alright guys, Liverpool have just lost to Bournemouth 1-0. Perfect way to continue, our charge for top four after beating Man United 7-0 at Anfield last week. What better way than to lose another away game against a newly promoted team. This game, it did feel very similar to the game at Nottingham Forest in October. And yeah, it is just really disappointing once again. Liverpool had opportunities in this game. Van Dijk had two brilliant opportunities in the first half from headed chances. The one got cleared off the line by Jefferson Lerma, and the other one, how on earth he put it wide is beyond me. Mo Salah having the penalty, I mean, you can't put a penalty wide. It's that far wide, especially. It's just poor. So yeah, the finishing today was poor. And I thought, looking at the lineup before the game was even kicked off, having a midfield of Elliott, Fabinho and Bajcetic, it worked against Wolves at Anfield a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't feel confident with it going away to Bournemouth, a team who are going to be physical, who are going to try and use the athleticism they've got and the strength. Like that, Bournemouth aren't a footballing team that have, loads of technically gifted players throughout that team. What Bournemouth excel at is getting the wide players to get at, right to the byline, put crosses in, and hope that Dominic Solanke and Philip Billing can get on the end of something. And also that's another thing, Billing and Solanke, that they try to dominate the central areas of the pitch. So when you've got kids like Bajcetic, Elliott, teenagers in midfield, you want a Henderson or a Milner. I don't mind playing one of them, but you need someone alongside Fabinho to do the grafting, and that there wasn't that for Liverpool today. And Bournemouth, to be honest, Dango Ouattara in particular, just tore Virgil van Dijk to shreds at times in this game. There was 3 occasions where he managed to get in behind it in the first half alone. And Van Dijk for the goal, oh my God. Billing's goal, it's a brilliant attack by Bournemouth. It's not even a counter-attack. It starts off with just like the goalkeeper just throwing it out wide to Adam Smith. And they managed to get Ouattara in behind. Now, Van Dijk, he tries to play the high line, but it doesn't work. So Van Dijk's got... If the high line doesn't work in the past, from Van Dijk you see him sprint as fast as he can to try and, sort of, not tackle the player, but just shepherd him out wide, sort of, away from goal. And he doesn't do that. He gets sort of tight to him, but leaves him space to get past, and it's really bizarre. And then the worst bit about it, you just see Van Dijk completely give up. He just lets Robertson do the chasing back, and Robertson's not on the right side of his man. So it's ridiculous defending, criminal defending from Van Dijk, who just had a ridiculously poor first half. And Ouattara plays a really good cross into the box. It's a pullback, and it falls perfectly at the feet of Philip Billing to put it past Alisson and make it 1-0, and in the end what proved to be the winning goal in the game. So yeah, Van Dijk was poor in the first half in particular, and Klopp made the change at half time, bringing Diogo Jota on for Harvey Elliott, and Elliott was the one to take off at half time. It's not like he was absolutely horrific, it's just the playing style that he has wasn't working, that there wasn't enough intensity or high tempo play from Liverpool in the midfield, so it needed Henderson, or if the rumours about Henderson being slightly, ill and not match ready are true, then James Milner. People criticise Milner because, he's 37 years old, and people say, oh, he's not the future. There's no point in Liverpool playing him. He won't be there in 2 seasons' time. You can't, you you can't rely on a 37-year-old. But in a game like this, what Milner has in experience is just crucial, and he is the sort of player who's going to put a tackle in. He has this sort of stubbornness to say no, I will not let you pass effectively to the Bournemouth. That sounded really weird, but you know what I mean. He won't just give up easily, is what I'm trying to say. But Milner came on eventually, but went right back for Alexander-Arnold. And if the whole point of that substitution for bringing Milner on for Alexander-Arnold is for saving Alexander-Arnold for Wednesday night against Real Madrid, then that's a big problem Jurgen Klopp's got right now, because there's been many times this season where Jurgen Klopp has rested players purely because there's a bigger game coming ahead. And then what happens is we don't win the current game, and that puts us in bad momentum, and then we don't win the game that he was originally planning to win. So that it's not the correct way of doing things. Bringing Trent off early in a game has never worked for Klopp, I don't think. We never go on to turn things around or win that game, because Milner is a very good player, but he's a much better midfielder than he is a right back. He can do a good job at right back, don't get me wrong, but when you've got someone as creative as Alexander-Arnold and you're trying to get your way back into a game, then why on earth would you sub him off? It seems bizarre, but yeah, the formation changed, and then Liverpool had this problem of there being no connection between having the ball in defence and getting it to the attacking players like Jota, Firmino, Nunez, Gakpo, Salah. So Liverpool had a lot of the ball in the halfway line area of the pitch in the second half, but just kept knocking it sideways, backwards, sideways, forwards again slightly, but then we'll come backwards. It was just, boring to watch, if anything. Not even just painful, just boring. And occasionally you'd see Bournemouth get the ball, whether it be Philip Billing, Ouattara, Jadon Anthony, they bring the ball forward up the pitch, and then it takes Liverpool a good 2 minutes to get the ball back up into the final third of Bournemouth's half, and it's just so frustrating to watch. And there just wasn't any connection between having the ball in a comfortable position for Liverpool today and getting it into attacking areas. Nunez had half an opportunity in the first half. Gakpo was the only one who picked the ball up in a midfield area and looked to drive forward today. I think he was Liverpool's best attacking player, Gakpo. Jota, when he came on, he had a couple of good moments as well, and he was the one who won the penalty for Liverpool, heading it goalwards before Adam Smith handled it. And let's talk about handball. For me, it's harsh, but it's got to be a penalty, because Jota. I'm not saying it's harsh, but that's a complete contradiction. But it's got to be a penalty purely because Jota's header's going in. I know Adam Smith probably hasn't intended to block it with his arm, but the rules are the rules. If a shot's going in and it hits someone's hand, it's got to be a penalty. And the ref made the right decision via a VAR check, and Salah completely wasted the opportunity. And I think this has got to go down as one of Mo Salah's worst games in a Liverpool shirt. It just wasn't good enough from him. He didn't get on the ball enough, didn't test Neto enough on any occasions. And just all round poor performance. But Bournemouth, they played it perfectly. They saw that there was a chance to take advantage of Liverpool in midfield, so they win the ball in midfield using the physicality of Solanke, Billing, Jefferson, Lerma, Rothwell, whoever, and getting it out wide to either Jadon Anthony or Dango Ouattara. And then once they carry it to the byline, pulling it back into the box, and that was causing Liverpool more problems than Liverpool could cause Bournemouth at any point in this football match. So, it's one of them really. And Liverpool, it had a huge opportunity today to basically become the out and out favourites to get fourth in the Premier League this season, but now it's all of a sudden it's going to be a competition again, and it will be interesting to see how Newcastle and Tottenham do this weekend against Wolves and Nottingham Forest. Even Brighton are still in with a shout. They've got Leeds in 20 minutes time, but it's just a wasted opportunity once again from Liverpool. I think it is the best way of describing this match. And yeah, I can't see how Klopp can rest players. Well, not even rest players, but not play either Henderson or Milner and play the two kids just because he wants to rest them for Wednesday. When Wednesday, if we win 2-0 on Wednesday, yeah, it's a nice result, but ultimately it means nothing. We have to have the perfect game on Wednesday for it to even make a difference to the end of our season. It is the truth of it. So yeah, it's a really frustrating game once again from Liverpool, and I feel frustrated with Virgil van Dijk more than anyone, to be honest, because he missed he missed one very good opportunity today, and the goal, it was just unprofessional, I think, is the way to describe how he went about defending Dango Ouattara, in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, congratulations to Bournemouth. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.